Welcome to round 4 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast of the week of March 30th. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Nicole Eridix.
Hello.
And Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
As moms of teens and young adults, we've survived those little kid days, yet we're still rethinking the decisions we've made all through our kids' lives and worrying about what's going on right now. Today's Thursday, which means it's time to give in to our obsessing about parenting details big and small, like how to have a social life while maintaining social distance. We talked a little bit last week about how difficult this is for young people to not be able to see their friends. And are your kids finding ways to connect despite the fact that you can't actually, connect?
Yeah, I think they're starting to be a little bit more creative. I think at first, I know with my daughter, she felt, quite a roadblock and didn't really know what to do next and how to, she's used to seeing and communicating with her friends in a certain way, but I think they're gradually kind of trying to figure out appropriate things during this time. So
yeah,
a couple days ago, she and her friends met up. They each drove to the high school parking lot and parked their cars in a circle. So they backed their cars in and parked it in a circle. And then they all sat on the trunk of their car and visited. So they had a time to visit, and while they were still socially, apart from one another. So, and then they were also out and about, so they weren't stuck at somebody's, backyard or something. So,
right. That's a great idea.
Yeah. And of course, the typical FaceTime but they want to be in groups, right? So a lot of them are using, what is it? Zoom. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or the chat over the video games, the Minecraft or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, my family did a Zoom happy hour.
Aww,
cool.
Although the adults were more into it than and then the other day my daughter did a workout with her friends. Like they all queued up this YouTube video at the same time, and they I think they FaceTimed. I don't know how they FaceTimed like as a group, but somehow they did. And that was, I think they had a lot of fun. They enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I hear there's now like a Netflix extension for your browser that allows you to watch the same thing with other people and like talk to each other online.
Yeah, it's called Netflix Party, I think.
Right. All this ingenuity going to be brought to bear.
Well, it's neat. It's good to see them being creative and not. I was worried because the first couple of days my daughter just sat in her room and I was like, you've got to make an effort to socialize.
Yeah.
She says, well, how? I don't know how. So I think they're getting a little more creative with their different outlets. So what are your kids doing?
They haven't, they don't really do that much with their friends or have that much in terms of friends. My son does, but his best friend isn't online at all. So we would have to call him, and neither of them are really phone people. And, my daughter is still going to work. She's, I guess, Wendy's hamburgers are an essential. So she's still getting that social contact there. But we'll have to figure out something if she doesn't. But she's, been taking some advantage of all the telemedicine services that are now available. And I really would like to set up Zoom like your family did, Catherine. I'm going to have to look into that because it would be really fun to get, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and niece and nephew on, and so that my kids could talk to them and all of us together. But I don't know if any of us has Zoom. Did somebody in your family have it for business and then just invited everybody to a meeting, or can you do it just as a civilian? Okay.
There must be a way to do it as a civilian, because so many people are. In our family, yes, it happened that my cousin had it for work. She has the ability to have a meeting of 500 people.
Wow.
What?
Can you imagine?
Wow.
But, we did it with, 8 or however many, several people were, 2 people in front of a laptop or whatever.
Right.
But there's got to be, I've seen so many people offering things online and talking about how they've done Zoom, that there must be like a freebie. Actually, I think that there is, and it's limited to 40 minutes or something.
Yeah, I see that you can join it for free, though it does say put your work email, but you can also use your Facebook and Google to join. My daughter did that because she thought that's how she had to do it for a meeting she had to have. But in fact, she just needed to download the thing, and then the person gave her the information. But I looked at her login thing, and it didn't seem like she could call a meeting. So I think you maybe have to be attached to an organization to be able to call a meeting. But if it doesn't exist, the ability for ordinary civilians to do that now, surely it will very soon. Somebody else will come along and say, hey, you can do it over here.
I thought Skype had some sort of potential to do that now.
They might.
I don't know how you can talking about it.
Do it by voice, but I don't know. There's a video component to Skype, right? I just always turn it off in horror because nobody needs to see me sitting here in my messy
Google
office.
Hangouts still?
No, I think Google Hangouts done. It's
no,
it
they
crashed.
still have that.
They still do?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that they shut that down. But the person I used to use Google Hangouts with switched to Slack. So that's what they're using for that now. So I haven't been on Google Hangouts in a while, but that's something to look into because that would be a great way for like a family to get together, as yours did. I would like to do that also, more than I would like to actually get together with them physically, really anytime at all. See my previous admission that social distancing is kind of my normal, but it's been interesting seeing how. I think we talked about this a little bit last week about the way churches are finding ways to connect with people. I mean, our church, every day, the priests say Mass and put up a video on YouTube, and they're getting slicker and slicker. They got music, they got special graphics, doing them in different parts of the church. And that's really nice because you feel like you're going on there with other people, even if you're not able to really gather in a building. And of course that's been, the Pope's had some of those where everybody all over the world is praying at the same time. And that's really nice. But I saw something or heard something about a church that had a service in a drive-in movie theater.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
And I thought that is so cool because you can then be in the same place physically with other humans. You can have that sort of human contact, even if you're just waving through the closed windows of your automobile. And everybody's at least physically in the same place having a communal experience, even if there's nothing really, I don't know what you do at the passing of the peace if you, reach a
honk.
Yeah, everybody honk. That's right. Thinking of those things they used to have on a long pole and you squeeze it and it opens its mouth like a little animal. You could all just stick that out of the window and chatter at other people.
Well, what about, I guess now would be a good time for those, what do they call them? The parties that they have in the parking lots, like what my daughter did, but with... Oh, yeah. What do they call those? Why is my...
tailgate parties?
Tailgate.
Yes.
There you go.
Sort of like that, except they have to all be 6 feet apart and, less than 10 people at each one. And preferably related and living in the same place. So...
One of my daughter's friends, it's her birthday, and so her mom organized with all the friends that they're going to all drive by the house at the same time, around the same time and just like honk and wave.
Oh, wow.
That's cute.
So.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't have to worry about what I'm doing for my 50th this year.
No. Yeah. You will always remember this birthday, though.
I will.
Or so I'm telling my kids. Are they going to have they should have high school graduations that way, that, all the cars just gather up in the parking lot. And then, when their student's name is called, the car could drive by and everybody could honk, and
I did see.
And then we'll email you your diploma.
Right. I did see someone post on Facebook, like, how about a parade instead of a commencement? Like, each family is in their own car and they're driving a certain route, and then people can come out of their houses and wave and stuff.
Let's see. How do we do prom in their cars?
It doesn't work so well.
I think they're doing it over Minecraft. Aren't they having like proms?
Minecraft prom?
Yeah, graduation.
I heard Minecraft
that's wonderful.
graduation.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
This is so sad for these kids. It just, you're not allowed to really feel bad for them because there's so many people to feel bad for right now. And in the greater scheme of things, this is small. But in their little lives, it's the biggest thing in the world.
It really is.
Well, and honestly, as the parent of a senior, I'm supposed to be getting celebrated too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not.
That's right. You're kind of in the thick of it. So has there been any conversation about what they're going to do?
No, the last communication we got from the school district was just that because we do have a shelter-in-place order till late April, that the first possible day back to school could be April 27th. Mm-hmm. But that's all it said. It didn't say anything about any end of the year events. Mm-hmm. Or graduation, and it was very, it might happen that day, but it certainly might not. So.
Yeah, they can't really even talk about that now because
no
people
way
will blast
can predict.
Them.
Yeah. Wow. Well, if our listeners have any other creative ways to get together and socialize, please let us know, because as much as we like to stay home, we are also kind of, human interaction is good. It's it's good to get out every once in a while and interact. So let us know.
Give me ideas that I can send my family to go do while I continue to stay home.
While I stay home and isolate. Do what I normally do.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's it for today's Round 4. Tune in tomorrow when we'll share our roundup of things that we've been using and enjoying lately that we think deserve a shout-out. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.